All right, everybody. Hey, now it's the Rob from 1061 Kiss FM. Looking like, knocking on wood, looking like everything's up and running. Still don't have the confidence to make the theme music play, though. So I'm just doing the hard open. And let me introduce my tag team partner in predictions, Mr. Jerry Valeri. There he is.
It's good to see your face and body, Rob.
This body?
I missed you yesterday. I didn't get to see anything but the Kiss logo, but now I get to see your upper body. I get to see your arms.
What's weird, Jer, is this computer has not been touched since yesterday, and I have no idea what the difference is.
Well, fortunately, I'm feeling pretty big over here because the studio didn't catch on fire once today.
Look at us, a life upgrade.
Yeah, well, we're doing just fine over here. Nothing went off the air. Nothing caught on fire. We're batting 1,000 today.
Yeah, so I'm gonna knock on wood again. So far, so good. All right, and we got plenty of time ahead of us. We can quickly recap SmackDown. I took a few notes, and I want to obviously move into predictions. I have a question.
Sure.
And I don't mean this condescendingly. Have you won any predictions in 2017 yet?
I don't know. I think I did because I think your Royal Rumble was a mess.
That might be right.
I think your Royal Rumble was a disaster. You had one complete disaster on a big pay-per-view.
I think it was the Rumble now that you mention it.
Right, but after that, no. I mean, it's been since January. Yeah. We're in the 5th month. It's been rough going for me. It's been tough sledding. I feel like if you didn't pick the same things as me, I'm gonna do fine this time because they were all popping off the page to me today.
Yeah, I didn't require a whole lot of thought on this one either. So you want to get started with SmackDown, then we'll move into the predictions?
Let's go right into it. I'm excited. I love prediction shows.
I know you do. The Lock of Destiny up for grabs. So let's talk about SmackDown real quick, if you don't mind. I took a few notes, and I'm trying to figure out where I want to get started with mine. If I want to go in chronological order. Yeah, let me start with some of this stuff. So I thought that Kevin Owens' highlight reel was a good move. It was you didn't even need it to be full of action and excitement, which it kind of wasn't. But just the premise was good.
And I loved it's the subtle things that makes him my favorite on either roster.
I do believe he's your favorite.
He is, absolutely. And when he's ripping down Jericho and he says, "You're never gonna see him ever, ever, ever." I just kept thinking, say again. Say again. You're going to say again. I know it. You're going to say again. And then he goes, again. And he doesn't focus on it. He doesn't live there. He just gives you Jericho's line and he moves on. The dude is awesome. He's amazing. And he's elevating that show as best he can.
There was a great line, wasn't line of the night for me, but a great line actually came from, it was like a combination of JBL and I think it was AJ Styles, where AJ said he was going to show Kevin Owens his highlight reel on Sunday. And then JBL was like, look at AJ Styles ripping off Kevin Owens' show. I thought that was a good line, but I do have a different line of the night I'll save for later. Not only was the highlight reel a good move to get the show started, in my opinion. By the way, I wouldn't call that a stacked promo, really. You had AJ come out, and then it was Jinder, right?
Yeah, but Jinder was supposed to be the guest, so I wouldn't call that a stacked promo either.
But again, it's like the rematches. It didn't feel like one, so I was cool with it. And not only was that a good way to start the show, but also putting AJ against Jinder the week before or the week of Jinder's big night was a really smart move also.
I have a quick question and note about Jinder Mahal, and I'm wondering if you notice or it's an issue for you. Is he hard to hear? And I don't mean to understand because of an accent. I mean, is he hard to hear? I feel like he is softer when he talks on the mic than anyone else. Like his mic level isn't up as high as everyone else. I noticed it in London, and it wasn't as bad, but I noticed it last night again.
I noticed it from Bray Wyatt, and I get kind of I'll describe it as a muffle from Titus O'Neil. Even when he was on the show, I just feel like his voice is in a certain register that is tough for me to get sometimes.
Right.
Haven't noticed it from Jinder, but I can look for it.
Okay, look for it, because I've noticed it 2 weeks in a row now.
So, so wanted to make sure you're still on board with the Fashion Files. I loved it last night.
I absolutely loved it last night. Did you see the picture up in the corner of the big boss man?
So I did, and what you're pointing out was one of my notes, is that I find myself, while still listening to what they're saying, I'm always trying to spot the inside jokes behind them.
Yeah, here's what I've resorted to. So I watch it, and then I back it up, and then I pause it. I pause it on the wall, I pause it, and then I read everything because I don't want to miss a joke. I can't believe I didn't like it the first time. I really wasn't paying attention because those guys have me laughing now. I think that's pretty funny stuff. It's there's a place in wrestling for a comedy team. I know everybody wants to be the guy, but it's okay to be the comedy too. And I'm glad that they're okay with it.
Look, Eric Bischoff on his podcast, he says oftentimes that wrestling is supposed to be like a buffet. And, if you're not into the main event characters, maybe you're into the comedy. If you're not there for the comedy, maybe you're into the women. If you're not there for the women, maybe it's the cruiserweights that'll get you. Like, there's supposed to be a little bit of everything on the show. Drama, comedy, from time to time, romance, suspense. Like, that's when a wrestling show is done right. So yeah, that's the way I feel about that. Liked Brittany pointed out that on the poster of Backlash with Shinsuke Nakamura, she said, "Oh, they wrote no style on it." She didn't even understand why that was funny.
She doesn't get the strong style.
Yeah, she didn't even get that. Yeah, they're making fun of strong style. There were plenty of other things behind them that I can't remember right now, but I was just tittering at because they were so funny.
Right.
So there was that. I would also be willing to say that on any brand right now, I do believe over the past 3 weeks, Breezango has become my favorite tag team. They're just doing great work.
I think they're everybody's. I think people are really turning on to them. It depresses me because what in the hell happened to American Alpha? But other than that, Breezango's doing it.
The only thing that happened to American Alpha was the writers forgot they existed, man. They did nothing. Nothing jumps out at me as being a reason why they would be, written off.
I don't understand.
Oh, that was one. Fashion Beta or Fashion Beta, I think, was one.
Right.
With a picture of American Idol. Thank you for our American Alpha. Thank you for reminding me.
The writers were handed automatic momentum with those. Yeah. There were certain people with those NXT call-ups. I think there are some NXT call-ups that are a little harder to get going with some people, but then there are just softballs. And I thought American Alpha was a softball, just easy to hit, and they did nothing with it.
So I'm not going to write them off yet. I still think they're going to make it, but that just seems to be the fate. Like, let's like Apollo Crews. It's like, I think that this guy should, like, Apollo Crews to me looks like he could be championship material. And for some reason, there's just some sort of writer's block when it comes to him with the writers. So I don't want American Alpha to fall into that fate. I'm still going to say I'm giving them a solid chance, personally.
Yeah, they're definitely not to Ascension or vaudevillain status yet.
So I am giving the line of the night to Fandango last night.
Okay.
His line that had me rolling. He's holding up the One Day-ish shirt from the Usos.
Oh, for H.
Which I'm going to say, honestly, I don't understand what that is.
I don't either.
But okay, whatever. That's the gimmick that Usos are using, the One Day-ish. And when they were going back and forth, like maybe they don't know what it means either. So like maybe it means day one is H.
One, yeah.
But the line of the night to me is they were saying that they're going to seize the tag team titles on Sunday, and then quote, and then our day one will be H. Line of the night. No, nothing else comes close last night. Although Ellsworth had a few bombs, but Fandango wins last night for me.
I love Ellsworth in the women's mix, because when he's standing in the ring with those 6 women, there's no hiding the fact that every single one of those women would beat his ass. And I think that's the best.
I liked when he, so hold on, correct me if I'm wrong. Carmella she's the queen of Staten Island, right?
No, they call her the Princess of Staten Island.
then that makes it a little less funny because he's going to be the Prince of Staten Island. But I thought for some reason that she called herself the Queen of Staten Island, which would make it even funnier because he should call himself the King if he's married to the Queen, but he still chose to go with Prince.
I'm Prince.
But not only that, I thought his promo honestly was much better than I expected from him. And like he's always on. Like whenever you see him, whether he's in the little corner because he was in the corner last night as an escort essentially, to the point when he got thrown out, he is always on. He's always reacting. I have to be honest. I'm sorry, Steve. I think Ellsworth is really doing a great job.
He's part of the buffet, and he does a really good job of it. And
part of the buffet.
Yep, I'm in.
Yeah, so there was that. I also wanted to go back to Ellsworth, to the tag segment for just a moment, because it's smart that I think it's smart that they go right from the Fashion Files into a Breezango match instead of making you wait later, like showing Fashion Files hour 1 and then having Breezango fight hour 2.
Just give it to you. Just give us Breezango.
I thought there were some timing issues probably on the part of I'll call them the colons. On the part of there were a few little hiccups last night. It could have been Breezango, I don't know, but they didn't have great chemistry in my opinion. But I wanted to specifically talk about the Usos' mic work. I thought it got much better this week to the level of only being slightly annoying.
Right. Yeah. I'm not into it, and I keep thinking about Breezango, and I'm sorry that I keep going back to these guys, but when they were by themselves, Fandango and Tyler Breeze were almost DOA. It was almost curtains for them.
Yeah. I'm
so glad that they found a way. When they were in NXT together, they weren't a team, were they?
No, I don't think so.
So this was new, and they really made it work. Man, they made it work.
Yeah. So there was that. I made the note that the girls in Ellsworth all did well. And then another note was I thought that Ziggler's promo, while it was simple and a little, I thought it was good. What I thought was good about it was he showed Shinsuke Nakamura's highlight reel and it was empty. And then he showed his and it was full of stuff. And I thought that was a really great premise for a promo.
I mean, that's been his point the whole time. It's like, why are we paying attention to this guy? And
it doesn't bury Nakamura. And it made Dolph look good. So that's what promos are supposed to do. And
did you like the Jinder Mahal AJ Styles match?
I thought it was okay. I feel a lot from AJ. I feel a little from Jinder, but it was a good way to get the show started. And you want Jinder in a match like that heading into a main event with Randy Orton.
Absolutely, and they gave him a win. It wasn't clean, but they gave him a win, and they're really propping him up there. And then you had the main event with Randy Orton.
Yeah, if you've been taking notes at home, pretty much every comment I made about SmackDown was positive. And my final note about SmackDown is I'm giving it a big win over Raw this week.
Yeah, absolutely. That's no question.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I agree. No question. It was the much better show this week, which is good heading into their pay-per-view.
And they can thank just about everybody. They can thank AJ Styles. They can thank Kevin Owens. At this point, for me, Jinder Mahal and the Singh brothers just have to not ruin it. Don't screw it up. Randy Orton's boring to me, but I mean, like it did what you need to do to go into a pay-per-view, and it set up just about every match. And then I don't know what matches you have for the predictions, but they added a match last night on Talking Smack. I saw.
Are you talking about the kickoff show match?
Well, there are two matches.
Yeah, and then they added Harper and Rowan, right?
Yes.
Okay. Why don't we get into our predictions portion of the broadcast?
Go.
Hopefully we have the same matches. We don't confer about these beforehand. So I have one match on the kickoff show, and that is Aiden English taking on Ty Dillinger.
Yep, let's do it.
All right. I don't mind getting things started. I feel like they're both guys they kind of want to do something with, but aren't humongous at the moment right now. I'm going to say that Dillinger walks away with a win. I'm assuming that means you agree.
I agree. We're going Dillinger on the pre-show.
That's fine.
I hope it's a good match. I hope they give them. It's the only kickoff match, so give them 15 minutes and let's see what these two suckers can do.
I really want something to come of. I really want the gimmick with Aiden English to pay off too, and I don't want Ty Dillinger to get buried. But honestly, I want English to win. If you want my honest opinion, but I'm putting my money on Dillinger.
Okay, I don't think either one needs the win. They just need to put on a good match.
Well, I don't believe English has picked up a victory since his partner left, since he's been the crybaby and the singing guy.
I still think 10-10-10-10-10-10 wins.
10-10 wins. That's a radio station in New York. 10-10 wins. It's a news station.
Okay.
On the AM. All right, so 10-10 wins. We both agree with that one. Up next, let's talk about the recently added Eric Rowan taking on Luke Harper.
On our sheet, I have it listed as Harper Rowan 37.
Okay. I don't mind, or if you want to, go ahead.
Well, we always go back and forth, so I'll take this one. While I think that they're trying to push Rowan and they're moving this new character and his new masks, and there was some weird stuff. He was like a weird creepy clown almost on Talking Smack. He pulled a balloon out and popped it, and I think that they've got some momentum with him. But I'm gonna go with Harper for the win. I think Luke Harper gets the win.
We agree. I have Harper with the win, and I had that on my sheet. And then I said, let me double check one thing. And I was like, let me Google who won, because I remember they wrestled last week in England. I was like, let me just double check who won in England. And it was Rowan. So I'm like, okay, that makes me feel even more confident.
Okay, now I feel super confident. I almost talked myself out of it just now.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a pick-em in that I think they're both going to get to wherever they're going despite what happens Sunday.
Okay.
And hey, what were you saying where was the clown stuff?
Talking Smack. They put it all on Talking Smack.
This is driving me crazy. That sounds awesome.
He brought out like two masks and he had one mask and he brought it out and it had a balloon and he was freaking Renee Young out and licking the mask and it was weird.
This sounds amazing.
I know they only have 2 hours to work with, but you could have gotten that on the show.
Yes. You're never going to convince the general audience to stick around for an extra. Is it an hour, a half hour?
I don't know. I just go to YouTube and I look for clips of Talking Smack that are notable.
Well, hopefully we'll get a replay of that because that does sound cool. It sounds very like Evil Donkey, which I was a big fan of.
Right.
Okay. Do I want to go with let me skip around here. Here, let me start deleting. I don't want to go to this match next.
Delete. Delete.
All right, I'm going to start deleting the matches we talk about because I don't want to go in the order I have them written down. Let's next talk about Sami Zayn and Baron Corbin.
Okay, you're going in order, by the way, of what I have.
It's not the order I have. I'm going to go with Baron Corbin on this one. Zayn never seems to really go over, and it never really hurts his gimmick. In fact, his gimmick is almost never going over and still staying over.
Yeah.
So Baron Corbin, I feel like he's in a transitional phase right now, coming out of a big feud with Ambrose, and I think heading into a feud with Orton. Maybe I don't know exactly where he's heading, but I think he's kind of transitional at the moment. I think they want to remind us that he's still a big star. I see Corbin winning.
Baron Corbin's getting pushed. It's happening. He's got the look. It's coming together. I love Baron Corbin. I think he's doing a great job. I think that this doesn't end at Backlash. I think we move on maybe to another pay-per-view, or it doesn't get settled right away. He keeps winning every single exchange with Sami Zayn. Anytime Sami Zayn is doing an interview or he's talking, he gets his butt handed to him by Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin's constantly crushing Sami Zayn. That's why I pick Sami Zayn. I think Sami Zayn's getting the win here. He may end up in a hospital bed, but I think he gets a win over Baron Corbin because he hasn't had a win since coming to SmackDown. So I'm going Sami Zayn.
Makes sense. Makes sense. We're due for a disagreement, so that sounds good to me. It makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
I just feel like every time we bet on Sammy, we never it never follows through.
Right.
He's almost like the opposite of your idea with Roman Reigns.
Just always pick against him.
Always, yeah. Always. I mean, for lack of a better term, always bet against Sammy. What else do we have? Let me pick here. Like I said, I'm cherry picking. Let's go with Naomi, Charlotte, and Becky, Team Babyface, taking on the welcoming committee of Tamina Snuka, Carmella, and Natalya, with, of course, Mr. James Ellsworth in the corner.
Yes, Carmel Ellsworth will be there. I simply wrote down bad girls.
Ooh, I simply wrote down baby faces.
Oh, there it is. So we'll put the baby face down for Rob. I feel like this is an opportunity for Carmella, Tamina, and Natalya to pick up a big win over Charlotte and Naomi, the champ, without taking a championship or hurting Charlotte's reputation. I think that I think, and I also think there's a potential for somebody to turn on the babyface team.
That was going to be my point. Was I actually see which even though I picked the baby faces, I feel like Charlotte could turn heel in the shortest babyface turn ever. Obviously, if she turns heel, I think the heels will pick up the victory. But I can't tell. I don't know. I feel like she's not a natural babyface, and they may be regretting that decision to turn her babyface.
Yeah, it's not really working for her. It seemed much more organic with AJ Styles. Like, just you woke up one day and he accidentally was a babyface. But with her, they tried to manufacture it a little bit, and it doesn't seem to be working as well.
Right. So if the heels win, which now I'm second guessing myself, but I'm not going to go through what we did last time with the women's title. But if the heels pick up a victory, I think it might be with the help of Charlotte turning heel.
Okay.
By the way, that was so amazing, the drama that unfolded with that the women's title situation on the last predictions episode.
Yeah.
When you let me change my pick if I wanted to.
You were flip-flopping around, and you ended up winning the Lock of Destiny.
I took you up on your offer, and that did wind up, that particular move wound up sealing the deal for me. So
somebody has to be the babyface.
All right, what do I want to go with next here? Why don't we go with? Might as well go with Nakamura and Dolph Ziggler. I guess it's my turn to go first, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I'm going to go with Nakamura. I'm going to bet safe. It seems safe to me, but I don't think it's crazy to say Ziggler because I feel like they're booking a feud here and not just a match. So it wouldn't shock me if Ziggler wins and Nakamura fights and eventually wins the feud. But I'm going to go with Nakamura comes on strong.
See, I don't feel that they're booking a feud or a match. I think that they've been booking a debut for weeks.
That's a very good observation.
Anybody other than Shinsuke Nakamura is not a good pick, I don't think. I'm going with Shinsuke Nakamura.
All right. Where are we standing at? 2 disagreements so far?
2 disagreements. We've disagreed on the ladies, and we're disagreeing on Sammy and Baron.
Okay. And then we got 3 more matches to go. Let's go with the United States Championship. The face of the U.S., Kevin Owens, defending his title against AJ Styles.
My 2 favorite workers on the show right now.
I can't imagine this. Well, man, you know what? There are some... Nakamura could put on match of the night, or I guess I'm going to go with this one for match of the night, personally.
I've been betting on this one for match of the night. Yeah, like I feel like this could be match of the night. Now, Nakamura and Ziggler, if they give them time, it could steal a show. But you know how I feel about Kevin Owens, and I've loved what he's been doing. And I think that the face of America is a great gimmick right now. It's working. AJ Styles is a face. Like I didn't see that coming, and it's working for him as well. I hope this isn't the end of it for them, but there's no way Kevin Owens is losing the belt right away. He just got it. His whole gimmick revolves around it. I'm going Kevin Owens.
Everything you said is the exact same reason I agree with you. Like, we don't even need to spend any more time on it because you just nailed it. Everything's working. The only thing I would add was they just kind of flipped it a second ago with Jericho, if you remember the last pay-per-view. So I don't see them flipping it again this quickly. As another reason I'd say that will not happen. We still have the tag match to go. Let's talk about Breezango, the Fashion Police, taking on the Usos. Day one-ish. This one's on me, right? Day one is H. It is on you. All right. I'm actually forecasting a title change here. Not positive, obviously, but when I talk about... So in previous predictions episodes, I just talk about... I feel like there's a feeling in the air when these lesser titles have a change in the works. Not just these guys don't like each other and it's time for the, I don't like to think that the title changes are just going to be random, but I feel like they have been working hard, the Breezango, to put on a memorable feud with the Usos, and they have successfully done that. And I feel like Breezango is going to take it.
I feel like Breezango are the only ones working to make it a memorable feud with the Uggos. And I feel like it would be a mistake. I'm going to put faith in the writers and the bookers to do what's right for the title and the show and the fans. It's time for a change. I think Breezango does get the titles. I think Breezango can at least bring a little more excitement back to the tag rankings. I'm hoping.
All right, so we agree on that one too.
We agree on Breezango.
All right, then there's one more match to talk about. I can't imagine we're going to disagree on this one. This is probably the easiest main event I've ever had to put thought into since I've been doing this show, whether you're going back to the Steve months or the Eric Cornish years or whatever it was. I'm perplexed that this feud exists. I'm shocked that I would think that the only thing you could say to maybe say Jinder's going to win is the fact that it's so obvious he's going to lose, and they sometimes like to surprise book like that just to say gotcha to the fans.
Well, that's where I'm sitting here. You're like, this is the easiest one to predict, and I'm like, is it?
So
is it? I left this one open for a while because
go ahead.
I'm thinking they could really swerve the heck out of us, Rob.
Yeah, and you're right, Jer. And I don't mind going first again if you don't mind. But I mean,
go ahead.
I got Orton winning, and I don't even. I just said it just seems so glaringly obvious to me that this is what's going to happen.
I have Randy Orton winning. In fact, I wrote Borton because he bores the hell out of me. But I wouldn't be shocked. Like I wanted to. If I had one pay-per-view in the last 5 months, I would go crazy. I would just bet. I would bet Jinder because what the heck? This bet, the odds are astronomical. There's no way he can win, right? Especially the way they've booked it. I mean, he keeps getting the upper hand. He's posed with the championship title now twice. Once for a photo shoot and once to end SmackDown. Like
that's the dead giveaway, man.
All signs point to you're about to get beaten. That's going to be the end of this. Randy Orton's going to stay champion. It's boring, but it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. I don't like either choice really. So you're right.
Orton's the better choice than Jinder, I feel like. So, okay, let's recap. We disagree on 2 matches. We disagree on the women. I have the babyface tag team. Jerry has the heels. And what's the other one? Baron Corbin and Sami Zayn. So just so that everyone knows, whichever match goes last between those two will decide who gets the pick, the Lock of Destiny. So, all right, Jared. Well, we can wrap things up. I think we covered everything. I thought it was a pretty solid episode, to be honest with you. It was pretty.
It was a solid episode, a lot like SmackDown. It didn't blow the roof off, but it didn't stink to the toilet.
Yeah, just it was a refreshing change of pace because they've been having a lot of garbage episodes, and it made me happy to see them do a good one heading into a pay-per-view. And you know what? Now that I think about it, there are 2 matches. Well, actually, you know what, man? Here, I'll say this as we go out. I'm very excited for Nakamura's debut.
Okay.
I'm very excited for what I'm saying could be a match of the year contender this early out, AJ and Owens.
Okay.
And I'm excited to see Breezango take on the Usos.
And I'll be honest and tell you that I am excited because I think Baron Corbin and Sami Zayn could put on a fun match.
Yeah, I'm not expecting that to blow me away, but I'm excited. So cool. All right, you want to throw anything in there before we wrap up?
I feel like we're good to go. This was money.
Rock and roll. All right, so there you have it. Those are our predictions. We'd love to hear yours. Of course, once this gets up on Facebook, you can contribute in the post show or leave comments on whatever. Leave comments on 1061evansville.com. Leave comments on the YouTube. You can talk about Jerry's Christmas trees. You can talk about his love of Charlotte's video or her pictures or whatever you want to do.
I can't look at her the same way anymore, by the way. I can't be attracted to her anymore.
I understand. Anymore? Were you before?
I thought she had a very exotic look. I always kind of thought Charlotte was kind of attractive if I could get over the fact that she had a face growing out of her face. That mole's getting bigger.
I'll just say she looks better with her clothes on.
That can be said for me as well. Something Charlotte and I have in common.
All right, man. Thank you for your help. And we'll come back on Monday with a recap of Backlash next week on 1061evansville.com. Thanks for watching.